Man.
Long time coming, OG.
Quicker.
Okay, you DJing now.
Quick.
I'm retiring. You heard it first right here. I'm retiring. He's taking my job.
Yeah, man. Quicksilva, a.k.a. the party kingpin.
Man, good to see you, OG. Man, we've been talking about this for a minute, man.
Man, we talking for a minute, man. Yeah. But you won't stay on the first. How I say, what about next week? I'm in Miami. What about this week? Just got puffing them. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? So, you came out there, man. Before we start, though, man, look, man, I ain't usually a dude to get overexcited, man, but that watcher mean.
I'm sorry, man.
That watcher mean joint, man.
It ain't nothing but a timepiece. You know?
Yeah, God, man, Kirk Fraser took the light on. He had a light right. He said, we don't need the light because that right there is too much light right there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you work hard, it's an investment.
How you been, man? How you been?
I've been blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored, man. I've been at this for a long time. I say long decades.
Right.
In this business that we in, especially entertainment business, if you get hot for 5 years, people say like, you got a wave.
Right.
If you get hot for 10, they say you legendary.
Right.
What happens when you've been hot for 30?
Damn.
Like, what do you call that? I don't even know what you call that.
Well, you first ballot Hall of Famer. That's for one thing. That's like 30 years.
I've been relevant since the 90s, man. This is crazy.
And you don't look like it, though, man. You look like you've been that time, man. You always look still young and fresh and stay up with the look. Is that all your eye, man, or the wifey? The wifey got a little,
no, that's
she in the closet for you, man.
That's all me, man.
That's all you?
I think I'm still young. I'm only 42 years old.
For real?
Yeah, I'm a kid, man. I've been in the business. My first DJ gig, I was 10. I've been in nightclubs since I was 15. So a lot of people that's been following my career on radio or in the club, they're like, I've been partying with Quick in 95 at this club. I was 15 years old. I wasn't even old enough to be in the club. Right. So a lot of people didn't know that because I always hung around the OGs. Right. I was outside early, if you know what I mean. So I was always around people that were 19, 21, 23 at 15.
Right.
So, when people find out, I've been partying with Quick for 26 years. He must be 50 years old. And they're like, how the fuck is he only 42?
Well, You messed me up with that one, though. Yeah. I was thinking 50.
No, man,
so now you ain't look 50.
Right,
but I was thinking 50 because Quicksilva, man, look.
You've been listening to me for 30 years.
Man, look, you've been branding so hard. I just found out to be truthful that you was from Baltimore.
It's so crazy. I'm going to tell you what's crazy. I've been in D.C., based out the D.C. area since 2001. So 23 years,
right.
Probably longer than that. But I've been DJing in D.C. since the 90s.
Right.
But I've been living on this side for the last 20 plus years. So I've been here so long. A lot of my national notoriety, a lot of my big deals that I've gotten, it's come because I was in the major market like Washington, D.C. Born and raised in Baltimore, of course.
Right.
But it's crazy when I travel. A lot of times when promoters book me in different countries or different cities, they're like, straight from D.C., Quicksilva.
Right.
And my Baltimore dude, they're like, no, hell no. Nigga, no, you ain't claim. That's my mate. Quick as ours, Javante's ours. Y'all niggas ain't gonna keep doing so. Man. Baltimore's home, man. I'm born and raised East Baltimore, Shady Side Road to be exact. But D.C. is my second home, man. D.C. has embraced me. It wasn't this when I first came.
Okay, yeah.
So people don't remember, like, the love that I get now, I didn't get this 20 plus years ago.
Right, yeah.
It was rough when I first came to DC because I was from Baltimore.
Right, yeah.
And right now, the bridge has been, the gap has been bridged a little.
Right.
But if you remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, if you was from Baltimore, DC niggas said, you a Bama.
Right.
If you was from DC, we called y'all clowns.
Right.
Like it was a little camaraderie. It wasn't this.
Right.
So when I first came to DC, I've learned over the years to adjust my accent, but I talk so and I had a white tee on down on my knees and dreadlocks. So I remember everybody saying when I first came here, there's no way he's gonna get hot in DC. That nigga's a Bama. Look at him. He talk funny. I mean, I heard it all. I mean, you name it, I heard it. He gonna be hot for a year and fall off.
Right.
It was 25 years ago when I heard this.
25 years ago.
And I'm still here on the wall at Ben's Chili Bowl for being a public figure for the last 2 decades.
That was powerful. I seen that Ben's Chili Bowl. That was powerful, man.
Man, that was beyond powerful. I think that moment, and of course, I'm sure you follow, but the mayor in Baltimore, they renamed the street I grew up on, Quicksilva Way.
Right, yeah.
Both of those moments for me, I would say, are more valuable than any accolade I've won, because those are moments that normally people don't get until some shit happens to you.
Right, yeah.
I can curse, can I?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But those are moments that normally don't happen until like you die or you go to jail for life or something like that. Then people give you flowers. Kurt was a good man.
Yeah.
But, you know, especially the street naming, like, you know, Ben's Chili Bowl was like a humbling thing. Shout out to the Ali family. I mean, when they called me, they're like, quick. And what I love about Ben's Chili Bowl is that when they put me on the wall of fame, they call it, it was like, this is for your community service. This ain't even for the DJ. Like, you know, you've been an activist. You've been, you know, leading the way every march, every time you've been called upon. No matter how busy you are, you always show up for us and for, you know, March on Washington. When it happened with Black Lives Matter, you know, I was the keynote speaker at the Lincoln Memorial. Like, you know, I've always allowed myself, I don't care how busy I am, to use my platform and my voice to help others. I believe that's my calling. I love DJing, that's my passion, but my calling is inspiring. And then of course in BMORE, and that shit fucked me up because, you know, I'm sure we get into it. Like, you know, the street that I grew up on in the late 80s, 90s was rough. Shady Side Road, you know, bodies, drugs, you know, that's when crack came in. So some of the stuff that I've been through on that street, you know, I've been shot on that street. I was in the game, like a lot of shit that I've been through. A lot of people who know me as Rico from Shady Side, you know, they still live around there. So when I come around there now, it's a different thing. I'm the dude that was no better than nobody, but I made it out and I became very successful. But when one of the neighbors, and I said this when I spoke, one of the neighbors, when they announced that they were, you know, knocking on the door, telling them they were renaming the street Quicksilva Way, she said, I started crying because I thought you was dead. Because you never hear about no shit like this until like, you got to die to get a street after you. Or if you got a business, you can rename your business street. But like the fact that there's a kid right now that's going to grow up on 1642 Quicksilva Way, like that shit crazy.
Right up there. 200 blocks, like, Quicksilva Way, whatever the 100 block it is.
That's crazy. Like that shit. It's a little younger time, but I'm from Quicksilva Way. Like you know, I'm from Southeast. Like I'm from Quicksilva Way. Like that shit crazy to me. Because that's something that can't be taken away. All my accolades, if I don't work hard this year, somebody else can surpass me. If I don't keep doing this, somebody else can become the party kingpin or Eastcoast #1 DJ. All the shit I won. But Quicksilva Way is forever. It ain't like I'm battling nobody for that. I'm not battling anybody to be on the wall at Ben's Chili Bowl. These are things that are eternity, and like I say, these are things that make you an icon, an inspiration, because these are things that people can't take away.
They can't take it away. Something else crazy, man. Ben's Chili Bowl, you got to put my name up to all them burgers.
Absolutely.
Turkey burgers out of board up there, man, for all that money I spend up there. But nah. But that was powerful, though, because I seen that, man. I seen some of the ceremony, you know, that was, what's the name, and that was real powerful. Man, you live on that street up there, there's a lot of people, a lot of stuff happen. How did Quicksilva avoid that type of, not tragedy for us, killing, but just all that part of, you know, that come with the streets like that? How did you avoid it?
The honest answer is I didn't avoid it. Like, you know, like you say, you know, we're not going to incriminate myself on it, but you know, at the age of 10, I lost my mom to cancer. At the age of 10, that's when I started doing some of the wrong shit. I mean, like I go off the stoop early. You know, all the people that I looked up to in the neighborhood, you know, my big homies, my big cousin, like, you know, they all were in the streets heavy in the late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, that's who we inspired to be like. You know, we didn't want to be like the guy on TV. I wanted to be like him. He had the Z back in the day, or the Aqua Legend back in the day with the BBSs, and he had the gold on and the Rolly, and so you know I got attracted to that street life early. Like I say, you know, I started doing the wrong thing at the wrong time at a very young age. You know, if I would talk about this publicly for years. You know, at 13 I got shot. I was paralyzed for 9 months. A lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people who know Quicksilva Radio, they don't even know, like, 'cause I don't brag about it. It's not something I brag about. But at 13, I got shot. I was paralyzed for 9 months. Doctor told me I would never walk again. I had to learn to re-walk all over again. But, you know, I remember coming home from the hospital, and it was crazy because I remember I was in the hospital for literally 9 months. And when I finally came home, it was almost like I just came home. So, you know, all my niggas is outside, and it was almost like a badge of honor. So,
Right,
so that made me feel like,
right.
like I'm really a street nigga. And like, I
Right.
done been shot. And like,
Right.
like, you know, that was my mentality then.
Yeah, young.
You know, I'm young.
Right.
I'm carrying a strap every day. Like this
Right.
is what I was taught.
Right.
You know, I was always DJing, but you know, I was DJing and doing other stuff at the same time. You know, at the age of 18, my dad passed away. So I think that was the real pivotal moment where I realized like how short life can be. Because I'm like, you know, I'm an 18-year-old, barely graduated high school, you know, shout out to City. That's the school I went to. But because I was making money so young, during my high school years, I wasn't as focused on school. I remember like it was yesterday, you know, I went to City, which is a college preparatory school. So you're supposed to register to go to college to graduate. And I remember like they had a college fair or something there. And I might have been in 9th or 10th grade. And by this time, you know, I'm already, you know, I bought, at 16, I bought me a car with cash. So like, you know, I was making money at that age. And
I was in the mud. Quicksilva was in the mud, man.
At 16, I literally, on my 16th birthday, if anybody know me in real life, my 16th birthday, cash, I bought a Nissan Maxima. Which back then was, nigga, I had a Nissan Maxima, I had gold BBs, I had sheepskins, like, and so I'm driving a better car in school than my teachers. By 12th grade, I got 2 cars. I got a Cherokee, I got a motorcycle, and I got a Maxima. So you gotta imagine how they looking at me, like, yo, who is this nigga? But I still have to say,
the dog food, dog food was jumping, man. The dog food was jumping, man. Go ahead, though, man. Go ahead, though.
What I'm saying. So, you know, I remember they had a college fair, and then the guy came, he was speaking, and he's telling everybody, you know, you gotta go to school, blah blah blah. And at that time, I remember him saying something like, this is mid-90s. He's like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're going to graduate, you're going to come out with this good job, and you're going to make $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and you're going to retire at 60. And I'm listening like, I have no desire. Like, I want to make $40,000, $50,000 a week. Like that's what I'm inspiring to be. So what I love about DJing, DJing allowed me to still live the fast life that the street guys live. So it was an easy transition because, you know, by the time I graduated high school, rest in peace to my pops, who really got me into DJing, you know, I become the biggest DJ in East Baltimore at the time. So back then, the East and West side didn't get along. So if you was the East side DJ, you couldn't mix over West. So my whole goal as a DJ was to be the biggest DJ that I can mix anywhere. So I remember the first time I did a party over West side, you know, I'm still thinking street. I grab my guys. I'm like, yo, I don't know how this shit gonna end, but we gotta go over there prepared, if you know what I mean. Because this shit can go left fast. And, you know, I went over there. It was crazy because I got nothing but love. Nothing but love. And one of my OGs that really, you know, schooled me in the game, he opened up a club called Club Indigo back then. And they hired me to DJ. And that, well, like, that's when my life changed, because that's when I was like, yo, this DJing shit, if I take this serious,
you get a
like,
bag.
I can still get the bag. I can still live the fast life with the cars and the girls. I can do all that. But now I might not end up in the box or the box. And if you know what I mean, it's 2 boxes.
You want to be one of them, especially the second one.
That one or that one, either one. So
I'm
like, this shit. And then I just started going hard with DJing, man. And, you know, it's crazy because 2001 was a pivotal year for me because, you know, by 2001, I started really DJing. And by the time I'm doing clubs and I'm doing a bunch of everything. Now I'm coming to DC, DJing in DC at, you know, DC Live and doing so much stuff. And I remember that year, that was the first year I got my first big radio deal. It was a radio station in Baltimore called X1057. And I remember all my OGs saying, when you start getting some real legal money, first thing you gotta do is buy a house, so you can have something to fall back on and invest. So, you know me, I listen. I go buy me a house. I settled on my house on Tuesday. That Friday, I got fired. Lost everything. And I took all the money that I saved up to buy this house. And back then, I ain't know nothing about saving, investing. You know, I was making so much money as it came in. It was going right back out because in my mind, I'm getting it back the next day or the next weekend, whatever. But when I bought the house, I wasn't prepared. So I had a savings and checking account. Like, my savings might have had $3 and my check was at $0. I was broke. And immediately your first instance is like, I might as well just go back left.
Right, yeah.
Cause that's it's a net. But I'm like, I know if I think about that nigga, I know where this shit in. By this time, all my cousins is going to jail, getting 20 years, 30. I'm like, or my niggas is going to die. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. Like, you gotta get focused on this DJ shit. You have to. Like, it's gonna be life changing.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curb on, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Kirkbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Kirkbone TV.